Liana was only 8, sitting on the edge of an old bus stop bench, her tiny hands gripping a stuffed rabbit missing an ear. Her leg brace was soaked from the rain, her cheeks streaked red from crying, and every passing car splashed icy water across her shoes. But what broke Marcus Hale, the wealthy stranger who pulled over that night, was not just the sight of her shivering alone. Liana wasn't waiting. She was hiding from her stepfather, Victor, who had left her there. And when Marcus discovered the truth, it didn't just change one life. It would change his forever. Before we dive deeper, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, hit subscribe so you never miss another story. Marcus Hale drove through the rain-soaked streets of the small suburban town, unaware that this night would alter the course of his life. When he saw Liana sitting alone, fragile and trembling on the bus stop bench, memories of his own daughter, lost 3 years ago in a car accident, returned with a force that nearly made him swerve. Liana, shy and gentle, held onto her rabbit like it was her last lifeline, avoiding his gaze. Miles away, Victor paced their apartment, volatile and secretive, issuing commands that controlled both his wife, Elena, and Liana. Elena, emotionally worn down, tried to protest but froze under his icy stare. She handed Liana over to the storm outside, obeying for survival. Marcus, pausing at the bus stop, sensed that something didn't fit. Liana's fear wasn't just sadness. It was something darker, carefully cultivated. Marcus stepped closer, hesitating as his own grief resurfaced. Liana pulled her rabbit tighter to her chest, eyes darting nervously toward him. That's when he noticed the first clues: fresh bruises around her wrist, a torn backpack, and a missing shoe. Something had grabbed her, and it wasn't an accident. He offered his coat, but she shook her head. "I'm not allowed to talk to anyone," Liana whispered. Her words weren't fear. They were rehearsed commands Victor had drilled into her. Marcus realized this child was trained to hide from help, to fear even strangers with kind intentions. And in that moment he understood. She wasn't refusing him. She was obeying a man who wanted her silenced. Marcus took Liana to a small diner, ordering her warm food. The smell of pancakes and coffee filled the air, but Liana refused to eat. "He'll be mad if I eat without him," she whispered. Gradually, she admitted that Victor had told her to stay put until morning, leaving her alone in the storm. Marcus's curiosity grew when he noticed her backpack. Opening it, he expected school supplies or toys, but there was nothing. Just a folded piece of paper. Liana's small voice shook as she said, "I'm not supposed to show this to anyone." The tension in the diner thickened. Whatever Victor had written had a purpose, and it was sinister in its simplicity. Marcus unfolded the paper. In bold, commanding letters it read, "If found, please return her to Victor. She lies. Do not trust her." Manipulative, cold, designed to discredit a child before she could speak. Liana whispered more of Victor's cruelty. She made trouble. She was punished for talking too much, and she had seen something she shouldn't. When she confessed what she saw, Marcus froze. Victor had been meeting a man behind their building, exchanging a thick envelope and a black bag. Victor had warned her never to tell anyone, and the weight of that secret, carried by an 8-year-old, shook Marcus to his core. Marcus called the police, but Victor had already reported Liana as a runaway, unstable, and delusional. The manipulation was clear. Soon after, Elena arrived, soaking wet, apologizing repeatedly to Victor and avoiding eye contact. Marcus noticed her terror, the way she lied for peace, the way fear clung to every movement. Then he recognized her. Elena had worked at the hospital the night his daughter died. A connection he had wished to forget now came rushing back, intertwining their lives in ways he hadn't imagined. Liana's plight was now part of a much larger story, one rooted in fear, control, and secrets that had haunted both families. Marcus gently questioned Elena. Through tears, she admitted Victor controlled every aspect of their lives. He isolated her, resented Liana for her disability, and blamed the child for ruining his life. Before she could recover, Victor stormed into the diner, dripping wet and angry, hurling insults, demanding Marcus stay out of white family issues, threatening lawyers. Marcus stayed calm. He pulled out the note Victor had written, and the moment Victor saw it, panic replaced arrogance. But the note was just the surface. The real reason Victor abandoned Liana hadn't yet been revealed. Marcus handed over the note, photos of bruises, Liana's testimony, and the diner recording to the authorities. Investigators uncovered Victor's involvement in illegal cash trades, fraud, and a storage unit packed with stolen goods. Liana had seen him with the stolen items, and Victor's plan was cruelly calculated: leave her alone, convince authorities she was unstable, and disappear. Victor was arrested. Elena collapsed, sobbing as she realized how close Liana had come to death. Marcus stepped in, arranging legal aid, medical care, temporary housing, and counseling for mother and daughter. Liana's ordeal had ended, but one question still lingered, one that Marcus was not prepared for. Liana looked up at Marcus, voice small and trembling. "Are you going to leave me too?" Marcus's chest tightened. He knelt and took her hand, tears threatening to spill. "No, sweetheart," he said. "You're safe now. You're not invisible. You're not a burden. And you will never be alone again." For the first time, Liana's shoulders relaxed. The fear that had haunted her for so long began to lift. Sometimes the family we need finds us in the darkest moments, and sometimes strangers show more love than the people meant to protect us. If this story touched you, hit like to help more people see it. What do you think should have happened to Victor? Let us know in the comments.